Hey Scorpio, I am your astrologer Wonder Girl, taking you to new heights. Here is your weekly forecast for the week of Monday, March 5th to Sunday, March 11th, 2018. Now, what we've got going on this week, Scorpio, very first day of the week, Monday, is the Sun and Neptune in a conjunction here in Pisces, which is your 5th house of happiness. Also of love and of romance, if you have any romantic relationships, kids as well, if you have any kids, passion projects comes under the 5th house, and leadership, if you are being asked to take a leadership position in some kind of organization or something along those lines, okay? So that's what we've got that you're thinking about this week. I think what you're trying to figure out here is what makes you happy, how you can step more into what you enjoy. Maybe you're trying to figure out how you feel about a romantic relationship, how you can lead your life in a better way, or how you can work with kids better, okay? Those are just some options that you're trying to figure out. With the Sun Neptune coming in, there could be some confusion about this. You're not sure, you don't know. You know there's something maybe in this area that's not quite right that you feel on the inside, but you're not quite sure what that is. And I think what you're trying to do, especially on Monday, especially at the beginning of this week, is break through some confusion so that you can get more insight about what you need to be happier and to live a life more that it is that you enjoy. Okay, so that's what I see going on this week. The same time that that's happening, the very first thing, Monday, we also do have Venus and Mercury making a conjunction here with Chiron at the very last degrees of Pisces, also in your 5th house of happiness. So as you're trying to figure out what makes you happy, overcome some confusion, to get some clarity, I think again you're feeling very hurt, you're feeling very uncomfortable, maybe feeling like you don't know what it needs to make you happy, or that you will never be happy in some way. With Venus and Mercury in the mix, maybe there's some hard conversations about what you enjoy. Hard conversations, things you don't want to talk about coming up. With Venus, it can have a lot to do with relationships and money. Okay, not quite sure how you can be happy and with what people, or how you need to work with people in order to be happy, or maybe confused about money, how you need to spend your money, or how you can make money doing something that it is that you enjoy as well, or how you can feel confident too. I know that's a big thing for you, Scorpio, doing a lot of this stuff. So I think that's what you were thinking about on Monday that you're going to have to sit with. You're going to have to sit with some of this confusion for a little bit this week to try to work some things out and some of these uncomfortable feelings, and just be a little bit patient. Okay, so that's what I see happening there. Now, as you're not feeling quite right here about what makes you happy and about how you're doing something in your life that you enjoy or leading your life, I think you're still trying to move forward even though everything is like not quite where you want it to be yet. That's because on Wednesday we have Mercury and Venus, which were just on top of Chiron at the last degrees of Pisces, move right here into Aries where you see them in this chart. And that for you, Scorpio, is in your 6th house of your job and your daily routine. So even though you may not be feeling quite right in regards to what makes you happy and in regards to what you enjoy, or maybe some leadership position that you have, I think you're still trying to do this happy thing anyways. I think you're still trying to figure out how you can take something that you enjoy, even if you don't feel quite right about it, and do it for your job, do it on the day-to-day, bring it more into your life in a really practical way, and express it externally coming in on Wednesday with these planets changing signs. Okay, and I think you're thinking a lot here, especially with Mercury, how you can take this happy thing and really bring it more into your life in a practical way that works, all right? So that's what's going on there. Then on Saturday, so now we're at the very end of the week, what goes on after we've just been thinking about things in our mind and feeling uncomfortable, I think on Saturday there's a big boost of energy to start to do stuff and move forward and make some progress comes in. That's because on that day we have Mars here in your 2nd house of money, income, confidence, your gifts, skills, and talents start to make a trine over here to Uranus in your 6th house of your job and daily routines. So again, sorry if I'm repeating myself, but again, after you have been sitting all week, most of the week here, trying to figure out what makes you happy and what you enjoy and how you can do this happy thing on the day-to-day and how you can work with other people and make money from this thing, I think on Saturday you start to get more motivation to just do it, to just say, okay, well, maybe I won't ever be happy, I don't know, you know, maybe I'm getting more clarity on that, but there comes a point where you just need to do what needs to be done on the day-to-day day to make a plan, to be confident, mind over matter in some ways, to make money, and to use more of your gifts and skills and talents. And I think towards the end of the week, towards the weekend, really Saturday in the next week, you start to make more action to say, you know what, I got to do what I got to do here, and whether or not I'm happy, I got to make money, I got to do my job, and I got to move forward. And I think you start to find a way here to be more confident with your job, to be more confident with your setup, your daily routines, to make money. Maybe income starts to come in from your job and daily routines at the end of the week. And what else? Maybe you start to figure out how you can use more of your gifts and skills and talents in your job and your daily routines as well. And I see that start to come in. With Mars making a square over here to Chiron, at the very end degrees of your 5th house, on this weekend, you could be feeling a little bit uncomfortable here about money, about your confidence. Again, not feeling quite confident, not feeling like you're making the money that it is that you want, or using all of your gifts and skills and talents. But again, I really do feel like you're starting to just move forward and figure out how to bring it all together and figure out how to do what you need to do on the day-to-day while getting on board with it, hopefully in a way that works for you. All right, while you're working all this stuff out, money, your daily routines, how you can bring the two together. I think there's also a lot going on here with your identity, because we have Jupiter on Saturday going retrograde in your 1st house. And I think as you're trying to do things, hopefully, that you enjoy on the day-to-day and feel more confident with them, making money from them, using more of your unique gifts, skills, and talents, I think you then start to rethink your identity. Well, what does this mean for me? Now that I'm living this life, now that my job is starting to change, my daily routines are different, now that maybe I feel like a different person on the inside after all of these planets went through Pisces, who does that mean I am? Who is my identity? Who am I? You know, and I think you start to rethink your identity so that you can move forward in a better way. I also think with Jupiter going retrograde in your 1st house, if there's anything about you in the past few days, weeks, and months that's been uncomfortable, I think you have a chance with Jupiter retrograde to go over anything about yourself that you haven't liked, that hasn't worked for you, and to do it better so that you can increase your luck and expand your identities in the right way moving forward, so that you can be the person that it is that you want to be, stepping into a new and better chapters for you. All right, so that's what I see going on there. Okay, maybe a little bit slow at the beginning of the week, but then things starting to pick up really fast towards the end here. Lots of talk maybe about money, about your job, about your daily routines, and how you can start to make money doing something on the day-to-day. Hopefully that makes you happy, even though you may be feeling uncomfortable about that. Then on Sunday into next week, we've got the Sun here in your 5th house make a sextile to Pluto in your 3rd house of talk and communication. So again, that's going to bring up more communicating, more talking. You've already been doing that a lot at the beginning, towards the middle of this week, I think towards the end, but there comes a lot of communication again on Sunday going on about what makes you happy in some way. And I think after you maybe have made some of these, or had some of these difficult experiences during the week that you had to tend to, I think towards the end of the week, especially as you start to organize your life better, figure out your finances and your confidence, you start to really begin to find more joy in your life again. Now that some of your practical matters are starting to be taken care of, now that you're starting to move forward on some things, even if you're unsure about them in the inside, I think you start to see the benefits of them at the end of the week coming in, okay, being a good thing. And I really do think that you maybe need to hold tight if things don't feel comfortable for you. Maybe you need to hold tight until Sunday of this week into next week before you can start to see everything coming together, where you're finally starting to feel much happier, as to where maybe you had problems with that at the beginning of the week, and you're finally starting to see practical matters come into your life so that you can support something that you enjoy in a practical way, financially, with a set of daily routines, and in a way that you're really confident in. But it may be taking all week and some hard feelings and conversations in order for you to get there coming in. Okay, so I think that's the thing that's going on. I think another thing that could come up now that you're starting to feel better at the end of this week and into next week then is going to have a lot to do right here where Mercury is in your 6th house, making a square to Saturn in your 3rd. So as you're starting to feel better and feel much happier at the very, very end of this week into next week, I think the challenge then becomes how you can start to communicate more about your job, communicate on the day-to-day. I think once once things get more serious coming in at the end of this week, and once you start to do more things on the day-to-day, hopefully that you enjoy. I think then the hard part is, how do you talk to other people, be open with other people when you have so much work to do, so many practical matters to take care of, and you having to try to figure out here how to communicate with other people, work with people maybe in your community and maybe in your immediate environment, while still getting the work done that you need to do. Okay, and I think that's the big thing here. And again, needing to make sure that the work you're doing makes you happy at the beginning of the week so that you can step into it at the end, and then having to learn at the end of the week how to, do what needs to be done while not neglecting your immediate environment and while not forgetting to bring other people in on what it is that you're doing. So that's what's going on there. I'm sorry if that was a little bit confusing. This week to me is definitely a very interesting week, big transition week, moving from one phase, one issue, one set of problems here to kind of a new, stepping into new things, maybe with their own set of problems in some way, but that I think will be better. So that's what I'm going to leave you with there, Scorpio. Your card is the 3. It's the 3 of Cups reversed. This kind of fits with the last thing I said to you. Communication, socializing. Maybe you're spending lots of time alone this week, not feeling like you're happy, not feeling like you have the support, and not feeling like you can have fun. Go out to a bar and have a drink. With this card coming in, especially because they're all like having a toast in this card. And I think what you need to do is to be patient, play the long game here. If you can't have fun, okay, and if you can't have fun, maybe trying to find little spots here and there, maybe you can't go out and have fun in the way that you used to, but maybe trying to find new ways, newer, maybe little smaller bite-sized ways for you to not forget to have fun in the process, okay? Could be lots of work that's happening for you. Could be hard for you to be lighthearted, but needing to figure out how you can find the little moments in between all of your work so that you can pay attention to your own needs, lighten up here, and relax so that you don't get so stressed out with everything that's happening, all right? So that's what I've got for you this week, Scorpio. Thank you so much for watching my horoscope. If you like it, please like it on YouTube, subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and I will talk to you later.